Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Healing Conversations. My name is Einav Avni. I'm an energy healer and an alignment coach, and I mainly work with people suffering from chronic pain and chronic illness to heal or reduce their symptoms. Today, we're having a slightly different kind of healing conversation because today it's a question and answers Q&A with yours truly. Throughout the days, I've been getting some questions from people that want to know a little bit more about me, about what I do. And I thought, hey, as my original podcast guest was had to cancel today, I'm going to fill in and just go for it. So for anyone watching live or the replay, please feel free to join in with questions or comments. And if I see them, I'll either answer them here or answer them in the comments later on. Right. So the first question that I get asked a lot is really, how did you get interested in healing, and why specifically chronic issues? And this is a really very interesting question. My background was actually in IT, and I was a user experience designer, making sure systems and websites are easy to use. A job that I absolutely loved. Shout out to my Lloyd's friends. Um, I really did love this job, and at some point I realized that I was more interested in the people, the conversations. Why did people come to the website? What was their mindsets? What were their fears and thoughts and stuff like that? And at some point I realized that actually I was meant to do other things, just other than just the UX career. So then I jumped ship, and I moved on to do my training in coaching and mentoring. And as I was doing this training, I also undertook my NLP and Master Practitioner of NLP certificates. And there, one day, our teachers did a demonstration with one of my peers, and she had a chronic neck pain that she was suffering from for about 14 years. And just in 2 hours of just asking her about emotions and what was she feeling back then when the pain started, and how is she feeling now, and everything in between, the pain completely disappeared from a level 7 to a 0, and it never came back. And I was like, wow, more people need to hear about this. This is incredible. The mind body connection, it works. It is, everyone needs to hear about it. And I was really so excited. And I knew instantly that this is what I was meant to be doing in this life. So at the end of the training, I went ahead to join some Facebook groups, and I said, hey, let's do some healing. I've got this incredible technique that I really want to share. And I managed to make some people so angry so quickly, not because I was rude, but because I kind of touched on something that I realized later on that was very important. Someone said, made a comment on my post, and she said, well, it took me such a long time to convince my doctors and family that I have something that is wrong with me. And here you are telling me that you're going to heal it. It was, she was, her challenge, her illness or whatever it was, that was very much ingrained in her identity by that time, that it was too much to not have that. Who would she be without the illness? It was a really big question, and she wasn't ready. And her anger showed me that I also wasn't ready. So I retreat or I ran away, and I went on to do the coaching, and I was calling myself a confidence and empowerment coach. And I was mainly helping people to see the negative voice that was holding them back. So teaching them to see that on the one hand, we have a negative voice that really wants us to do today exactly what we've done yesterday. And on the other hand, the better hand, I guess, is the unconscious mind. And that is the entity that has the blueprint of our best version, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And so it all the time pushes us to do the right thing for us. This also was fascinating for me from the very beginning. So I was really working a lot with that until one day the universe sent me my client, my first chronic pain client, and he had chronic pain levels of 9, 10 out of 10 constantly. He was in such a bad state. He had pains and burning sensations shooting out his back and legs and feet and everything. So he couldn't stand, he couldn't sit, couldn't lie down, couldn't walk, couldn't do anything. He was practical, suicidal. It was heartbreaking. But after the very first session that we had, his pain reduced by 20%, and then from then to move his pain to a level of 2 and 3, it was very, very fast. It was really just by showing him, with a conversation, first of all, how some of the pain was really down to incorrect pain messages from the brain, that the brain was so in high alert all the time that it was giving the pain messages, but also that this was really a message from the unconscious mind to say, hey, you're not fulfilling your life. And he, at that time, he was a PhD student, and he was he said, yes, I was just studying. I had no life. I was getting up in the morning, I was studying, and I was going to sleep. That was it. So by unpicking everything that he was going through, from early on in life until that moment, slowly, bit by bit, his pain disappeared. And I was like, thank you, universe. This is exactly, I needed this reminder. I am still so excited by this idea of, helping people to heal. And this was so important for me because a lot of the time people go to the doctors and they get the message that, this is your diagnosis, and there's nothing that we can do. And maybe they can't do anything, or maybe they want to give people a lot of painkillers and stuff that are so heavy in chemicals that is just causing more damage than anything else. And remembering what I already knew about the connection between the mind and body, and how, because I believe that this is a message, that there is something more than people can do. Now, I don't promise to heal or make miracles. Also, I can't heal. I can just help. But as long as people can hear the message, that actually at least go and find alternative healing methods. Listen to the doctors; they're very important, but don't stop there. Keep on going. And so, basically, at the end of the work that I did with that initial client, I decided to get my certificate in the emotion code, and I'll explain in a minute what this is. So I did the emotion code and then the body code, and then I had some modalities that I was able to really help people heal, not just with the conversation, but also clear things from blockages from the energy field. So that was an incredible next step for me. Really, really so aligned with everything that I wanted to do. Right. So the next question is, like I just said, is what methods or modalities do you use? So I use a combination of the emotion code and body code, and now I'm also being certified in the belief code, and also the alignment coaching. So basically, my idea is that if everything is energy, and so in this case, when you get when you get illness or pain, and you're going through that health journey, there is a message that the unconscious mind or the universe or there is a message that something is sending you, that you are out of alignment with something that you were meant to do in life. And you can say, oh, like sometimes people say, oh, I have a cold, and I just, it's my kids go to nursery and they have a cold, and sure. And this might be true, but the thing is that it is also to do with your energy levels, because if your energy was going in a different way, you wouldn't pick up the illness or the cold. But because we know that there is something beyond. So basically, if there is a message that you haven't listened and you haven't heard, you can't come out of it because you haven't listened to the message. So the work that I do with people, the alignment coaching part of that, is to say, hey, what is that message? Where in your life are you operating from fears and limitations rather than alignment and abundance and harmony? So I help people to see really how they compromise and how they're doing things that really don't bring them any joy, but they do it because they believe that they have no choice, and they believe that they that they have to stay in this job because it pays the bill, not recognizing that they are keeping themselves very low in energy, so nothing actually good can ever happen from that. So this is the part of the alignment coach, is really listening to the messages, finding out what is it that you're missing? And I'm not just talking about purpose, but usually when we start bringing in more joy and more alignment, the purpose becomes a little bit clearer. But that is definitely a conversation. So that is one part. And then the other part is doing the energy healing. Now, the emotion code is like level 1 of the certificate thing that I did. Emotion code means that because we are all energy, when we are going through emotional events or trauma, that we can't process, the energy of the emotions become trapped in our body. And because every emotion has a shape and a size, from a lemon to a melon, they actually press on our glands and organs. And so this is basically what is causing our discomfort, the pain, and all the symptoms that we are experiencing. So when I connect with your subconscious mind is telling me which emotions are actually causing the blockages, and I release them one by one according to the levels of importance, basically. Now, the body code works on the same idea, but in here we go a little bit deeper. So the body code is to see which pathogens or toxins or misalignments, etc., are actually blocking your energy field. So then we go through a whole journey of discovering, if you say to me, for example, oh, I have chronic, repeated headaches, then I know, again, first of all, it's all energy. So first of all, there is a message. There is something that you're doing that is out of alignment. And headaches, just as an example, it's really usually when you are so much subconsciously probably, but you need to be in control and you constantly sending yourself out there to what's going to happen and what will it be like and how am I going to fit in and all of that. So amongst others, there's a little bit more to all of that. But basically, we look at the alignment part and then we do the healing. So my premise is that I want to be able to clear your energy field so that you don't get the symptoms and the pains. But also I'm teaching you with the alignment coaching, I'm teaching you how to not have that happen again. So it's a very, very profound work. Into that, I also include something that is called Old Pain to Go. And this is very specifically to do with how our brain is sending us pain messages when it believes that there is a problem. So, for example, if I fell and I broke my arm, I would get pain messages, not for my arm, but for my brain, because the brain is trying to protect me. So it would send me the messages to say, hey, don't overdo it so that you don't cause any more trouble. But as I heal, so this is when I break my arm, it's acute pain, right? And the body usually heals itself within 3 months. So slowly, the pain starts to ease, so that my body knows that actually it is healing correctly. But if, as I was healing, something was not going right, I would get new pain. So then the brain says, actually, pay attention, there is something wrong. Now, a lot of the time with chronic pain, because we get so stressed about the pain that is not going away and the situation and what does it all means, the brain confuses our stress with something that is wrong, with acute pain. So it constantly keeps giving us the pain messages and we go through pain, but actually there is nothing, there's no longer a need for the pain. So Old Pain to Go is a method to help people release these old pain messages. In a nutshell, these are my methods. So next questions, what are some success stories you can share? So I already shared my very first client that came with these burning sensations. That was a phenomenal success for him. Of course, I was just very happy that I was able to walk the journey with him, but I was so grateful, actually. Another success story. One that I was also very happy about was psoriasis. So I had a client that she was suffering with psoriasis for many years, since she was a small kid, actually. Now, psoriasis is one of these illnesses that, the doctors say, right, it's stress related, but we don't know what to do. And they do give painkillers that are very chemically, well, it's just very harming. And it's so harming that she said, you have to go to the hospital once a week to make sure, to do blood tests to make sure that you haven't actually, ruined your liver. And I'm thinking, no, don't do that. Anyway, with her, it is really, psoriasis is really about understanding that you can't be yourself. You can't be yourself in your own skin. So where is it that you are operating from? Where are you doing people pleasing and conflict avoidance and all the time trying to be someone that you're not because you want to, because it's never consciously, but because subconsciously you believe that this is protecting you. And so the alignment coaching in the cases of psoriasis is very, very important. When we do the energy healing, actually we take out a lot of pathogens. It's just very interesting. So anyway, this client had her psoriasis completely disappear after about 8-9 sessions that we worked together. And interestingly, I have another psoriasis case, which I will probably touch on a little bit in a minute, because he had, although he could see some benefits and some changes to his psoriasis case, it wasn't going away. And so why are things not going away are going to be one of the next questions that I'm going to answer. Another success story is someone that I worked on headaches. That was just 4 sessions that we had. It was, again, she had chronic migraines that kept coming on, and she doesn't have that anymore. So I'm not saying that every person I work with, I can help them get to a complete healing, but there is definitely a reduction, because in any case we are clearing the energy field, so the energy is shifting. There is a change in not only how your body does things, but it's also about how your mental emotional stuff is also changing. So there is a difference. And okay, so my next question will actually help that. So the question is, do your methods work on everyone? In a word, yes. In another word, no. And so I noticed, out of all the people I worked with, and I've worked with a lot of people already, I've been doing it for 2 or 3 years now. I mean, that's just the energy healing. The coaching definitely works, that's for sure. But maybe 2 cases that I've had, I noticed that the change was not really happening. And I expect change already after the first session. And so if there isn't a change that I'm expecting, I know that I need to change direction. And I know that the subconscious mind is somehow blocking the healing. And what does that mean? The subconscious mind knows everything about us. It knows really how we ended up in this situation. And it also knows how to heal ourselves. And so if it believes that for some reason having the problem is keeping you safe, then it's not going to let go of it. It's really going to keep it, and there's nothing that you want to do about it. It will stay that way. And so what we need to do is to really open it up and say, what is going on here? What is the reason that the subconscious mind is protecting you by giving you this illness or pain or disease or whatever it is? And then we need to start going very deeply into your, how you do life. Where do you, again, live through fear and limitations, and what is going on? So, for example, my first guy with the chronic pain, with the pain shooting in back and feet and stuff, well, he healed, so the subconscious mind was ready. But we were talking about the gift, right? The gift was that he was basically told by in no other means that actually the body can't take your lifestyle anymore. You have to make a change. And so therefore we were able to do it. I had someone else that there was no change. We were doing all the work, and we do a lot of work, which means that we are clearing things, like a lot of things, and but the pain didn't go away. And then we said, okay, what is going on? And we could see again that there was something. I said to him, look, if I hear what you're talking about, right? You're all about your kids and your wife and family man and all of that. I said, but if I took away the family, if I said, okay, I park them for a minute, what about you? Where are you in your life? I don't see nothing. I mean, I see you go to work, fine. I see you be with your family. I see all the duties. I don't see you. I don't get where is the joy? Where is the creativity? Where is the things that really call you? And when we start talking about this, we are kind of starting to release things. So you see, the subconscious mind in this case is not going to release the pain if it believes that we are overlooking the message. So this work is so important, and it's phenomenal. This method also won't work on people that are not ready to do the work. I can heal people. I don't heal people. I can help people heal. I sorry that sometimes it sounds like I'm new Jesus and I heal people. I don't heal people, but I help them on the healing journey. But sometimes people are not ready. And like I said at the very beginning with this woman from Facebook, if that was in her identity level, it means that it's a very big change. Now, in the work that I do, I hold your hand, I go with you, I am with you on that journey, because I've seen it so many times, and I've seen how it works. And also, our resistance to change is always because we can't even imagine what it would be like on the other side. So we are worried that we will take 2 steps and then go 3 steps backwards. But because I've seen it, I walk this journey with you. So I constantly and all the time I encourage you, and I help you see that any challenge or any fears or anything that comes up, I'm here to help. And so if people think that when they come to me, it's just it's a wand swish away from getting better, they're not going to get better. I don't want to work with people like that, because it's a waste of their energy and definitely mine. So there needs to be some conversations around who can benefit from these methods. So then there's a question of, why do some people never heal? Why do some people never heal? First of all, like we say, it's the identity level. It's also sometimes it's that thing of the fear of change. Really, I'd rather be like that, stay like that, and kind of manage things as they come up, rather than do a whole journey of change, because it's scary. I once I wrote a post on my Facebook about people being resisting to change of healing, and someone wrote back to say, I don't know anyone that wouldn't want to heal. And this is true. People say they want to heal, but when they start to understand that they can't stay the same way as they are at the moment, it means that they have to change, and this is sometimes scary. Now, what I do in my methods is quite gradual, which I think is very encouraging, because me, for myself, I'm not doing very well 100%. I couldn't go cold turkey or anything. I have to have things done more gradually. So the idea is that when someone comes to me, I already know that they've convinced themselves that they want to work with me. So people go to the doctors, they feel something that is not right, they go to the doctors, maybe they get a diagnosis, or maybe they get some information that annoys them, and when they start saying, okay, what is the alternative healing method, at some point they might come to me, and then I want them to say, just trust, really. Because, like I said, because first of all, I'm helping you to learn how to change your beliefs, really, how to no longer live from limitations and restrictions and compromises. This is already a big thing. People come to me because they feel so stuck. They feel stuck because they know they don't want the illness and the pain, but they don't know what to do about it. And they've been through so many different things. They're fed up, and they also don't believe so much anymore that anything can ever help them. And I want to say, hey, I can't promise you anything. I always say that, but I already know from everything that I've done before, you will feel better, because we are not only releasing the blockages from your energy field, and letting go of all of the trapped emotions and misalignments. We are also learning how to get back into alignment. And when you get back into alignment, it's like going on the King's Road, right? It's more comfortable. You don't have to worry so much about anything, because you're being true to yourself. You do the things that are calling you and feel right, and there's so much flow. Right. Let's go to the next question. So, what are some assumptions people make when they first get in touch? And that is a very interesting question, actually. The first assumption is that, like I said before, it's a one swish away and then they heal. So, I work with people. My preferred way of working with people is over 10 sessions, and it's 2 hours each session. So, the 1 hour, roughly 1 hour, is the conversation, another hour is healing, and in between we get in touch, we talk, I check in with them, I invite them to have a conversation with me, Also, if needed, some people need hand holding a little bit more, and then we have another conversation mid in between sessions. But there are people that come to me and they say, hey, I only want to have one session, one healing session. And I know that it's accumulated gunk, if you like, that got them to where they are at the moment. And I know that only one session, yes, it will release some of it, but it's not really doing justice to the healing journey. So I always say to people, with respect, if you really want to go through this, 10 sessions is what we do. Yes, but just to clarify that, I have 3 types of packages. I have the 10 sessions of 2 hours each. I have 8 sessions of 90 minutes each. That's just depending on people's time and stuff. And then I have 6 sessions of 1 hour each, and this is just for people that actually can't come to the computer. So this is maybe people, kids, for example, or I have one client with dementia, so obviously she can't come to the computer. So then I walk on her behalf and I clear things from her in this way. In a minute, I'll just explain more about the body code and how I do that. Actually, it's time, because this is the time for me to explain a little bit more. So the methods, the emotion code and the body code, I connect, with your permission, I connect with your subconscious mind. And then with muscle testing, you will see me do something like that a lot. I check what it is that that we need to clear. So there is the emotion code, which is you say, oh, I have headaches, for example, and I say, okay, what emotions are contributing to this headache? And I connect to your subconscious mind. I go through a list of 60 emotions. I have a printout here I can show you. Yeah, just 60 emotions. And I say, okay, what is the first one? And muscle testing, is it column A, column B? And then I narrow down until I find the one. And then to release it for my part, I move my hand above my governing meridian, my main energy channel in the body. And I set an intention for this thing to release, and also sometimes what I want instead. And then I release it, and then I go on to the next one and next one, so on. With the emotion code, it's also important to explain that there is another thing that is called the heart wall. The heart wall is another way for the subconscious mind to protect you. So it says, hey, you're too fragile to roam around the world unprotected. And the only thing I can do is build a wall around your heart, so that you get some protection, you get some distance between yourself and the emotions. So the subconscious mind grabs some trapped emotions from around the body and then literally builds a wall around your heart. Now, the good news is that you are protected, but the not so good news is that you now have a wall around your heart and you can't connect with people and things in the same way that you could before. So it feels a little bit like you're an outsider. It feels a little bit like you have no energy. It feels like things are more difficult than they would otherwise. So another thing that I do sometimes very specifically with people is remove or reduce the heart wall. Heart wall can be any emotions from 25 to 500. It just depends on life and the and it just depends. And so I do the same thing. I go through the same emotions, and I just find out what kind of emotion is it one that you created for yourself in your lifetime, or maybe it was inherited or came to you in past life or stuff like that. And then I release it. Sometimes people feel, especially with the emotion, they feel instant relief. So, for example, my mom sometimes, like, she would say to me, "Hey, I've done my back in. Can you do something?" And then she will go to sleep, and I will sit here and I will release emotions. And the next morning, she just she gets up and she's like new, and she's like, "I don't know anything about this method." She doesn't believe. I don't know what you've done, but it works, and I can walk now, and it didn't take me 5 days to get back to normal. So it's very funny to walk with my mom. Yeah, so people feel when we take out emotions, they feel energy, they feel lighter, they feel calmer. And the thing that I always say that I like, that people tell me, and it's funny because so many people say the same thing, is that shit still happens, but you don't care about it in the same way. You kind of, it's like you're letting go of things, and it's wonderful. So this was the emotion code. The body code, like I said, is a little bit deeper than that. I'll show you because I have an app. That's how you walk. So I'll just show you the app, the homepage actually. So it goes like that. You can see that there are energy, misalignments, toxins, different things. And when I connect with your subconscious mind and I open my app, it's really just like you are sitting here looking at the app. And then I do the same thing, muscle testing. Is it on the right? Is it on the left? Where do I need to go? Now, with the body code, first of all, I say, what is the most important thing? And then I say, okay, but what are the next associated imbalances? And then I collect the imbalances, whatever. And when I come to a place where it's completely gone, like I came to the core, to the culprit, then I release everything. And they always the people who came up with this method, Dr. Bradley Nelson and Discover Healing, they always say that it's like a, I guess more you can see more in the States than you do in Europe, but on the rivers you have all of these log jams, and when you want to release the log jam, you're not starting to take each and every one of the logs. You actually look for the one that when you release it, everything else will follow through. And so the body code is work on these premises. Right. So I think this is kind of it. Maybe I'll just mention that the belief code, which is the certificate I'm doing at the moment, is really, I'm so excited about it actually, because this is really about the beliefs that are holding things in place. And so what do we, what is it? For example, going back to that initial woman, she believed that she's sick. And so there's nothing that I can do. If this is in her belief system, I can't do anything with that. But if I help her see that this is just a limiting belief, then I can release that. Now, if we have a belief that we are sick, then we will be sick, because the subconscious mind is a subjective mind. It always follows the command that we give it. So if the command is, I am not well, it will say, oh, I'm not well, so I'm not going to heal you. So when we identify the limiting belief and then we release it, our healing journey can be a lot more, quicker and more profound and more exciting. I am so excited about this, but I will tell you all about that later on. Let me just see. I see that there's some messages, so I'll just read them out. So someone says, well done, Einav. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. My boss needs to hear this. Yes, let's have a conversation with the boss. I would love that. And then someone says, Einav, thank you. You have a diamond in your soul. Thank you. You know more than a lot of people can realize. I believe in you. Thank you so much. I don't know exactly who that is. I just have a Facebook user, but thank you for the comment. And someone says, I hope I can save this video. Absolutely. This is going to be part of the Healing Conversations podcast, so it will definitely be shared as it is. So lastly, the last thing I really want to say is message. What is my message to the world? My message is, if you are suffering from anything, chronic pain, chronic illnesses, anything, unexplained medical conditions, you go to the doctors and they tell you something, because Western medicine, is important. I'm not dissing it at all. But don't stay there. Don't get stuck there. Ask yourself, when you understand that everything is energy, you understand that actually there is no way that, that this is it. You know that you didn't come down to this earth to suffer and to struggle and to be ill. So what is the message? Let's explore this. Let's talk about this. It's so fascinating. When you understand how you've been blocking yourself all these years, you can understand how incredible life can be afterwards. And it can be scary, because like we said, change is scary, but it's also so profound and so releasing and brings so much lightness. So my message is really to keep on investigating, keep on checking what else is out there. If you want to come and have a conversation with me, come and have a conversation with me. We will talk about your conditions. I will see what I can help, what I can recommend. If I think, hey, I can't help you, then I will definitely tell you that I can't help you. I don't just, I don't want to waste anybody's time here, but I definitely want to be helpful. I want to be part of your healing journey because I know that it is possible. And you someone wrote a book, and the title was "What Brought You Here is not it's not going to take you over there." And that's what I want to do. I want to show you that you came here with a lot of struggles and a lot of, you know, well, coping mechanisms and conditionings and a lot of things that just brought you here. But I want to say, hey, it stops here, and we're going somewhere else. We're going back into alignment. We're going back into the things that you're meant to be and the way you're meant to live, and to live, not leave. And and I never tell you you have to quit that job or you have to leave that person. I don't say that, but I help you see that you have all of the power, the knowledge to do the things that fit you, that suit you, and all of that. So thank you so much for everyone that watching the live and the replay. You can, if you like, let me know, hashtag live replay. If you have any questions at all, please write them at the when the video is released. It's going to be on YouTube, in the Facebook group Heal Yourself Naturally, and also, of course, in all the other podcast platform. But yes, let's have a conversation. I definitely feel I am part of this movement that helps people to heal naturally. Our bodies know how to heal ourselves, and a lot of this, the reasons why we are not well, is because of things that is that are in our environments, the way that we eat, the way that we're not grounded, for example. Why are we not doing grounding? And by the way, in the group very soon we're going to have a grounding challenge, so I really hope that you tune in for that. I think I'm out of everything, all of the questions that I had and everything that I kind of wanted to say. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, I have a message. Someone said you're doing a great service. Thank you for your work. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate you being here, and for your comments and for your support. And together we're going to make the world healthier. Healthier. I was going to say, with a lot of healing, and better for everyone. Thank you so much, and I hope we can have a conversation soon. Take care.